Will, ask me what the secret of comedy is.
What's secret comedy?
You've only got one
No,
hat.
I've got. If you'd have told me, I would have brought my.
Your own fez.
No, not that. My other one, sombrero.
Go now.
I'll get my.
Because Tom's only got the one.
I can't
hat.
record in these conditions. I've only got one hat on.
I mean,
it is an excellent hat, but still.
You've got the. He's not wanting his hat off. He's got horns on his hat. Because you've got the builder's hat and the fez.
Yeah.
I've got the Cardinals hat and the big Russian one. You're inferior. You've only got the one hat on.
I do have a fencing helmet, but that would muffle me.
Is that on in Joseph? Has he got one?
Oh,
He's got another Russian.
no!
Fez has fell off.
He's got another
I'll
Russian.
go and have a look.
I've made.
Doug has left the building.
I found a
not
way
the
to make
building.
it work.
He's left the room.
I could tell you about buildings.
The room is not a building. He's got a builder's hat on. He can now tell you all about this building. Go.
It's a building, and it's vaguely rectangular, with rooms and doors.
I mean, classic
windows.
comedy here. Oh, the Shaun the Sheep one.
Oh, you've got Shaun the Sheep.
The movie of that.
Even Muck's about
I'd
those,
like
I
to
believe.
point out that the movie of that
He's got. You still
is
go?
fantastic.
I haven't seen. I haven't
It's-
seen.
I wasn't sure, you know, especially on this and the door. I was like, this is gonna be a bit too kiddie for me. But then it really wasn't. It's great. It's really.
I might go watch it.
There's a really Silence of the Lambs joke in it. And if that's not classy, I don't know what. Oh, that's another fez.
Just put Sean back on.
So now I've got 3 hats. Just
Four?
to four hats.
Tom's the best
just to
of us now.
reassert my dominance and the ownership of all the hats.
He's got 4 of them on. We are a fucking collection. I'm gonna take a
I
photo
don't even know what I look
Oh,
like.
I wish I brought my sombrero now. I really
wish
do.
I brought.
You know.
I know. Right, so.
Yeah.
Well, where's that cricket helmet? Where's that cricket helmet you forgot?
Oh, that's my brother's.
Ah,
I'll
He
take
might
all
break
you.
it.
Oh, no, yours is much less impressive.
mine.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but I do have to
Well,
reassert the
well,
dominance of the
you
hats.
can't really beat that.
I don't even know what I look like. Which hats have I got on?
You got Fez on this side, Shaun the Sheep on the top, and you got a woolly hat on the right, left even.
And the
Oh,
Hertha,
woolly hat.
The Hertha Horns hat.
And the Hertha Horns hat.
I mean, none
I
of
think-
this
I
is
think
visible
I like
to
the
anyone
braids.
listening.
I think you should set that as your profile picture.
I mean, so do
I
I.
like-
I'm still surprised you haven't changed it to the one in Berlin of you doing the hand gesture with the Hertha hat on.
Yeah.
I was considering it. I also quite like the one where I'm not wearing a hat, but I do have an excellent pinky finger.
Drinking the coffee
Yeah.
in the Hotel Adlon.
Because I think
Which we're
my
well
face
aware
looks
of.
more acceptable in that.
Yeah, you
Although
do.
Hotel Adlon is such a good... Bloody Cameron.
We
do you
didn't
mind if we
blend
come
it
in,
at
mate?
all there.
Do you mind if we come in? And he's like, well, what do... No, he's not French, he's German. What would you want to do? It's the
Just-
hotel.
4 random plebs from England, you know, and then there's fucking the hotel poshness, Hitler's personal favourite, the poshest hotel in
Berlin.
cheers. And then we just walk up, just like, buzzing lads, what's
Right.
cracking here?
Can we come in?
What's the situation? They go,
What do you want here? It's like,
and then
have a drink.
we walk in, we say like, oh, can I have a bit of a coffee straw? We walk in, Bob's your uncle, bish bash bosh,
We got a
end of the
coffee.
story. We
I
bought
didn't-
some
me
coffee.
and Doug didn't even
what
like
a story.
coffee.
Well, no, I did like the coffee.
I
they
like the
served there.
coffee there, but it was a bit of a...
And
It's
then-
just too high a starting
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
I
Way
can't-
too high standard. I jumped in the deep end because then we went back to the hotel, and then I tried the coffee in the morning, and it was grim
Proper creme.
because I set my bar of the
I
hotel.
can't take you
outlet.
seriously, Tom. I can't.
You don't need to take this seriously. This is not a serious tale. If we were standing here in front of the camera in all these hats saying, well, you should really donate to our charity. Starving children in Africa.
Whenever you talk, the hats
It's wobble.
wobble around. But Shaun the Sheep sort of keeps determined.
His ears flap a little bit,
Yeah,
but other than that, he's fairly rock solid in his message.
Support
what
the
did his
Ebola
message
crisis.
I muck around those who cannot bleed.
Meh.
Yeah,
His message.
that is the literal translation of what I just said.
What do I look like with these on?
Well, you've...
A mug.
Do I look
because-
like Stalin's sort of religious advisor?
No,
Do I look like
Stalin was
Rasputin?
no, because it's
Am I
kind of
Rasputin?
Rasputin wasn't
No, it's
Stalin.
kind of
Rasputin
fallen-
was
Was he Lenin?
Romanov's.
it can't.
Oh, okay, I'm talking
USSR hat's kind of fallen off the back, so it's not really.
Oh, is that an allegory?
I think it might be.
It's
I
an
don't-
allegory
There you go. There you
for
go.
the fall of communism.
Or maybe it's Wolsey under the influence.
Well, they did
of
say that Wolsey was...
Lenin.
Wolsey was, you know, he was too kind to the poor. That's what the nobles said, didn't they?
Which
Right.
automatically
Bringing back the
makes
year
us
12.
communist.
Stalin famously not kind to the poor.
Well, he was supposed to be as a communist.
I don't think
He
Wolsey
tried.
had any gulags in Tudor England.
Well, it's much harder to organise gulags in Tudor England.
I don't know. Talking to Tudor England and gulags, the lute player from Wall 4, I'd put him in a fucking gulag. Don't shut up.
He's buggered off again.
Where
no,
did he
not.
go?
He's
Oh,
shutting
he's
the door.
shut
Just shut the door, lads. Shut
He's
the door.
removing excess sound.
Fucking exactly.
There's a loop player outside.
There was a fucking lute
He
player.
just wouldn't shut up.
What are we
You seem-
talking about? Right. So we've managed to talk for hats.
7-8 minutes, pretty much.
Talk about hats for 8 minutes.
I like the bit where we're all just rearranging our hats because we're not sure if it stayed on, so it's just rustling instead of entertainment. It's just like,
Well, I mean, it's not usually entertainment. Is it? Right. So
yeah,
the
but
reason
at
we're
least
here
trying.
today is not to wear hats.
Well, no,
What?
that's...
What?
What? Well, why am I here?
quit.
Why am I here?
It is
Right, piss
because we were telling jokes and we were telling them, and some of them were long, and then Will said something like, "That one was very long." We said, we know it longer," and Matt Smith wrote in like, "Tell me, give me a joke," and we were like, "Don't want to,
No.
Matt. Do I have
Not with
enough
you.
time? We've only got 5 minutes left. This joke. Last time we told it, it took an hour. No exaggeration.
Yeah, about that.
About an hour.
Yeah,
50
about an
minutes?
hour.
About an hour. And I mean, the punchline is poor.
Strap in, folks.
We're
We're
gonna
for
warn
a
you.
long ride.
Stuart Lee
funnier
style,
part of
we're
the-
going to warn you about the crapness in advance.
The funny part about it last time wasn't the punchline, but rather the reaction of one of the people we told it to.
Which means it's the perfect candidate to tell here.
Which means we're going to tell you our worst joke. Our worst joke. In long form, prepare your butt. Here is the joke.
In the beginning, there was the light.
It's the word, isn't it? In the beginning there was the word, and
That's
the word
right.
was God.
And the word was the bird.
Why do I know that? And the word was the bird.
Well, the word was technically the, but they already said the. In the beginning, there was the
Should
word.
we actually tell the joke?
Yeah, all right, let's
Okay.
go. Right.
Right. Okay. So, in the beginning,
Mm.
there was.
In the beginning, there was a man.
This guy, he collects strange pets
Mm.
from exotic parts of the world.
He's already got a
Exotic
Norwegian
features.
blue.
He's got a Norwegian blue. He's got a basement, and in the basement, he's got like a
Look, you
That
can't
was-
laugh like that.
that was
everything. This
that
will
was
take years.
that was funny that it should have been.
okay. In his basement, he's got like a giraffe with horns. He's got like a rhino that can fly. He's got a cabbage that's actually.
So I'm
a
guessing this isn't the
potato.
beginning anymore. It's
It is, yeah.
like halfway through.
Oh, don't kid yourself.
No, I meant. Oh,
You haven't seen
I
nothing
think
yet.
it means in terms of.
He's got a cabbage
Yeah.
that's a potato. He's got a llama that's
it's
actually...
not a cabbage.
He's got a llama that's actually a portal to your butt. He's got all of them. He's got the collection. He's got the collection. So he goes to a shop,
An
a
exotic
pet store
shop.
that's opened in his town, and he's like, "Lads, I've got them all. What can you give me? What do you give to a man that's got everything?" And they
The
say,
shopkeeper says, "Correct. Come into the back, and we've got our strangest and most exotic pets that we can show you. And if you haven't got any of them yet, you can take them home and put them in your basement."
and he says,
Well, that sounds a little bit more suspicious than it should be.
and he says, "Honestly, there's nothing untoward about this. I just collect animals.
Honestly,
Honestly, don't believe what you read in the papers. Right? Don't.
the papers are wrong.
It
They're
was
spreading
perfectly
slander about
consensual.
me.
It was perfectly consensual. Right. So he goes in the back, and in the back there's like a myriad of creatures.
Down
And the
back
shop-
passage you go.
The
Yeah,
shopkeeper
he does.
goes.
Go round it back.
The shopkeeper goes. "Oh, this is a rabbit with a door on it," and he goes, "I've got that one.
Got that one. Got
Got that
5.
one.
I keep breeding.
You've got for 5. Keep reading. He goes, "How about this then? This is a shelf that's actually an emu," and he goes, "I've got that one. Got that one." And he goes, "God, you really have got everything." And he goes, "Actually, maybe you don't." And he opens like a secret door at the back, and he leads through, and there's a cage in there, and he goes, This is our most secret, most rare, most exotic, most fun-loving, most amazing, most not likely to talk to the papers animal that we have." Okay.
And as they get closer to the cage, Interview comes sitting just, fairly calmly and quietly in the middle of the cage is a big silver gorilla. And it's it's a fairly standard gorilla, it's just pure silver all over. And the man looks at it and he says, "Well, I haven't got that pet." I'll take it. How much do you want for it? And the shopkeeper is like, oh, you can have it for free. It's a bit of a nuisance, really. Like it's hard to feed and all that. So you can have it, but before you go, I've got to warn you just one thing. You must, on no account, ever touch the fur of the gorilla. Right?
Because it will talk to the papers. It will talk to scandal. No, the fur's not a euphemism. Carry on. Never touch the fur, as in the fur of the gorilla.
You can't touch the gorilla. Yeah. No, just never touch the gorilla. You can feed the gorilla, but you put it through the cage. Don't touch it, right? Just never.
If you touch it, bad things will happen. The worst
really
things.
Bad things.
Even worse than that scandal in the papers. Even worse than that. Right? So he goes, okay.
Okay, I got it. And then the shopkeeper puts the cage on some sort of
lorry.
Trolley.
No,
a trolley.
shop.
And then the shop drives away. And then it's one of those mysterious shops in books,
yeah.
and then it disappears like the TARDIS.
Goes through one of those portal llamas.
And disappears.
Surely the
So
portal
then the
llama's
man-
inside the shop.
Shut up. Logic doesn't
It's
apply.
like your head-arse theory, that.
So, okay, so he gets home and he's like, yes, I got a silver gorilla. I've never got a silver gorilla before. He takes it down to his basement. He walks
Puts it
past
in
the
private
rabbit.
place.
He walks past all these rabbits that are actually doors. And he's like, go away. And they're all like opening and closing there. And he's like, no. And then they all climb inside each
I'm
other's
just
door.
imagining what that looks like.
They climb inside each other. Another head-arse theory.
Yeah.
And the rabbits will disappear, so he puts it pride of place in his collection.
The silver gorilla.
It's the
not
rarest thing in
rabbits.
the world. There's only one of it. The rabbits, there's millions that keep breeding.
Yeah.
And the llama that's a portal, they keep vanishing. But there's still a few.
But the silver gorilla, there's only one in the world. And he's like, yes.
Did it dance?
So he feeds it normally for a couple of days, and he's tempted. He just hears. Do you know in films where they go to bed and they hear voices going echoing from previous in the day?
Yeah.
And he hears "Don't touch the gorilla.
Don't touch the gorilla.
This would be worse than the scandal.
Worse than
gorilla.
scandal. Worse than scandal.
And he's just praying on, and he goes. He just wakes up in a cold sweat, and he goes, "I need a drink." And then he has his drink, and then he goes back to bed, and then he wakes up again in a cold sweat, and he goes, "I need to touch the gorilla." Should have thought of that last time.
I need to touch the gorilla. Even though it's been specifically stated a lot of times you shouldn't ever touch the gorilla.
But he's a daredevil.
It was looking a bit peaky.
He's a daredevil. So he goes in to his basement.
He sees the gorilla, and the gorilla's sat there, he's looking lonely and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I should
fingering
definitely touch
itself.
the gorilla. No, it's
What?
not. No, it's not. It's not doing that. Ignore him.
Okay.
He's from the papers. You don't know what he's talking about.
He walks into the basement, and the gorilla's sat there, calm, and he walks over, and he goes, "Come here, you little rascal." And the gorilla goes,
I read about you in the papers.
and he goes,
That's
"Shut up!"
not true.
It was a lander. It was a sky. No, a sky.
Oh,
There's a landle in the sky.
It was a lander in the sky.
I'm sure he's got that pet.
A scandal of a lie. And he goes in, and then you hear from the back the portal alarm going, "It wasn't a lie. Still got scars." And he goes, "Shut up!" And then it vanishes.
The portal llama knows what's coming.
Yeah.
He's been to the future, that's for the
He's
portal.
been to the future.
Yeah. So he goes up to the cage with the gorilla in it, and he leans in, and he touches the gorilla. And then the gorilla lets out an almighty roar, bursts from the cage. The man,
Tears it apart like it's not even like it's made of paper.
bricks are shat. Right? He knows that he was warned specifically not to do this, and he's just done it, and now he's done it, and shit's going down.
Just at
The man turns around, starts to run away, and the portal llama appears in front of him, runs through the portal,
And ends up just outside his front door. Right? This is the
Luckily.
structure of the joke.
Yeah.
Right? And he runs across the road into a bus, and he goes down the M1. He's running on the bus, woof,
For no reason. Just keep himself exercised.
And he keeps looking in the mirror, and he sees the gorilla. The gorilla's running after him down the road. He's like, "Faster, driver, faster!" And he
I'll pay
reaches,
your money.
he reaches London, and he jumps off the bus, and he turns around, and there is the gorilla. And he's like, "Oh my god, he's going to chase me. He's going to chase me until he gets me. I shouldn't have touched the gorilla."
You shouldn't have touched the gorilla. You really shouldn't have touched the
So
gorilla.
he runs through the streets of London. The gorilla is chasing him. The gorilla is chasing him. The gorilla's chasing him, and the gorilla's chasing him.
And
the gorilla's
he's running through
chasing him.
London,
Can
and
I
he
just
gets on
say,
the
is
London Eye.
this guy like a marathon runner?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a long way yet.
This guy Is it incredible?
Okay.
When he fancies a rest, so he gets on the London Eye, and he's like, wow, the gorilla can't get me up here. I'm in the sky.
And he looks around, and the gorilla's in one of the pods opposite him, and they're sort of slowly rotating in the slowest chase ever. And they get off the bottom, and he gives a tip to the man, and the gorilla steals it because he's a bastard.
No, he gives a tip to the man, like, stop the ride for a bit, just pretend there's maintenance, I've got to run away, there's that gorilla
And the man on the
chasing
ride
me.
said, "You're the man from the papers who
I'm
took
not doing
some
anything
animals."
for you.
No, it was a scandal and a lie. And he runs away.
Got it right this time,
And he runs away, and the gorilla's on the thing, and he jumps out of the pod, smashes through the glass, and gives chase again.
And on the way down, he does an Olympic gold-winning dive. Because this was set 3 years ago in the Olympics. And he lands on the ground and he goes...
And he lands on the ground and says, "Take that, Tom Daly."
And Tom Daly cries. And then they run off. And he's running through and he gets into the Eurostar tunnel. And he's running and he goes, "God, I might get run over by a train here. I should have caught it before rather than running down the tunnel." And he looks behind him and there's a train coming. And on the front, it's a gorilla!
The gorilla's driving a train!
He's coming down the thing and he runs through and he sees a little hole and he jumps through and he's in a channel and he's like, that'll get the gorilla. And he swims to France and he settles down on the beach in Calais and he's like, "I've done it. I beat the gorilla." And then in the ocean he sees David Hasselhoff and the gorilla. and the gorilla jumps on the back of Hasselhoff, like the end of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Oh, yeah.
Just goes to shore, and then the man who's running away from the gorilla goes, "Oh, fuck me," turns around and he runs away.
And he runs away. And then he catches the train, and he goes to Gay Paris. Gay Paris.
He has a quick Rogering. It's a quick Rogering, and he looks through the window, and there's a gorilla having a Rogering. And he's, "Oh no,
I've got to escape from the gorilla." So he's just he starts running, and he gets on the Orient Express.
He does.
No,
We don't
he
go
doesn't.
through Europe first.
Oh, no, let's go through Europe. Yeah, he gets on the train.
Fucking hell, Dan, we've got this map for a reason.
right. And
You're
he gets
skipping
on-
half the world if he gets on the Orient Express.
Well, no, Orient Express goes through Europe. No, we'll go to Berlin.
Yeah, he runs all the way to Berlin, which is convenient because we've just been there.
He
And
runs.
it's now time.
Or he runs all the way to.
He runs all the way to Berlin,
I was going to say he got the train, but yeah, right.
and
he
behind
runs
him
all the way to Berlin.
is a gorilla.
Who's also an equally good marathon runner.
I was about to say, like, all the
running.
transport system.
And he reaches the TV tower, and he runs up to the tower, and he looks around. He's looking on the horizon. He's like, "I can't see the gorilla. I must have beaten the gorilla."
How would he see the gorilla from there?
Because he's got good eyesight, and he's looking around.
He's secretly neat.
And then he turns around
Yeah,
to the bar,
secretly.
and he goes, "Oh, can I have a nice cold beer or something?" And then the barman goes, "Ooga dooga dooga." "Oh my god, it's the gorilla!" And he jumps out the window of the TV tower.
Slides down the thing, past the thing, saying, "Oh, we got 10,000 Facebook likes."
Which is obnoxious on the TV tower's behalf, which is what the gorilla remarks as it falls past it.
So, and the man has somehow got some kind of magical ability, and he's running down, and he gets on the tram, and it's crammed. He's like, "Oh, phew, I can hide in all these people." And he looks out the window, and sees at the traffic lights, there's this lovely green chap with a hat, and so it's Ample Gorilla. An Ample Gorilla jumps out at the traffic lights and lands on the tram. He's like, "Shit!" Gets out the tram.
And
runs
then
around.
they run it, and they burst into the Hotel Adlon. And Hitler's there, and he says, "Yeah, this is my favourite hotel."
Apart from when the
"Go
bloody
away, Hitler!"
plebs,
And he
apart from when the bloody
smacks it.
plebs come here.
And he turns around, and then he goes, "I'll blend in with those plebs eating coffee over there," which is impressive because normally you drink it. And I saved that one. And he runs over,
Good save.
and he sits down at the table. And he's like, "All right, that's how you." And then Cameron goes, "Oh, we're having a drink," and the man goes, "Oh, I'm running away from a gorilla." And Doug goes, "Funny,
Well,
I've heard
that
that one
one.
before." And Tom goes, "Strange, this is very got sort of
We were
meta."
going to tell Will of that one, so
Yeah. And then the waiter comes and he goes, "Oh, I'd like a coffee." And the waiter goes away. And then he hears an almighty squeal. And then there's been clearly a huge fight because the waiter comes back out and he's all clawed and he goes, "Monsieur, I
Did
don't
any
know
of you
I'm
order a
French."
gorilla?
"Monsieur, there's a gorilla in the back." And he keeps saying, "I'm here to meet you." And then you got to go now. And the man goes,
He runs out of Hotel Adlon, through Brandenburg Gate, down the bloody golden pathway, past that big golden eagle thing that they called
"Liz."
Liz.
Liz.
There it is.
And
It's
he's
the
running.
queen painted in
And
gold,
he's
being a
running.
human statue.
And he goes, "I know, I'll utilise my Olympic gold jump, high jump technique." And he jumps all the way to Poland.
No, surely he catches the train.
He jumps to Poland.
From those lovely train
He
stations. we
jumps to
visited.
Poland.
Ooh, touchy joke there, Tom.
That's not a good joke. He jumped
I
past the
approve, I approve.
controversial
We're
joke.
telling the gorilla
I
joke.
approve.
He jumped past the controversial Holocaust joke to Poland, and he's there.
Jumped-
And
Appro-
the man
cut out
runs
the-
into
cut out the
a
other joke as
he
well.
runs into a shipyard in Gdansk, and he says, "We should stop this communism thing." And they'll go, "That's a really great idea," and it's the end of communism. And
Huzzah!
then the gorilla walks through, running through the Berlin Wall as he goes, and he goes, "Crikey, this is clearly a historical event that I'm referencing."
Through the Berlin Wall
This is how it fell.
in Poland.
Well, he was running from Berlin, wasn't he?
He jumped over.
No, the man jumped over. The gorilla ran.
Oh, the gorilla ran.
The gorilla
Alright.
burst through the Berlin Wall.
We've split the narrative. I'm confused.
So they've both met up again in Poland.
Yeah.
For a nice tea, and then the man goes, "Wait a minute, you're chasing me, fuck!" And he runs away, and then they reach Lithuania, and I know fuck all about Lithuania, so they run straight through, and they're in Latvia.
Ha
Aha! There's a reference, and no one will get. So they run into Russia, and Putin's there, and he says, "This doesn't add up with the time zone. It was 1989 a minute ago," and he goes, "We've been running for 10,000 years."
It says
No,
bloody
you
llama
ran for
portals.
15 years. And he goes, "Okay." And then they keep on running, and the gorilla's chasing him the whole time, and the man's
Oh,
running.
Putin's joined him.
And
running.
Putin's got killed by the gorilla.
the
gorilla
peace has
chased him.
returned to the Western world.
And they go down through the Middle East, and he's in Iran. And he runs through a big old nuclear bomb factory, and they say, "Shh, don't tell anyone." And he goes, "Okay."
And he's in Iran, and he's like, "Oh, we ran as well."
Hey!
Right, moving on.
And then he runs into Afghanistan, and he gets shot a lot, so he turns around and runs back. And
He gets shot
Just shot a lot.
and
And he
just continues
goes-
running.
He goes through Iraq, and
That's an even worse idea.
ISIS kidnap him and the gorilla, and they're about to get executed, and
And then Benedict Cumberbatch comes in and rescues them. Like
Exactly,
in
that's
the
a
Irene
show
Adler
reference.
episode of Show.
And then the chase is back on, and he's running through. He runs through Egypt, and he turns around, and the gorilla's still chasing him. The gorilla's still there.
The gorilla's always still chasing
there.
him. I was like, how can I possibly escape from this bloody gorilla? I
So,
keep running and running
he meets
for all
up
these
with the
stupid
local-
events.
he
They can never
meets up
escape.
with the local pharaoh, because the time frame still makes sense.
One of those llamas got in there.
And the pharaoh
Llamas.
said, "I know. We will build a massive triangle, and we will encase him inside it. This is how the pyramids were built. Boom! I've solved it.
They built more than one
Right?
pyramid.
Shut up. Right."
It's just multiple attempts.
Yeah, they kept missing the gorilla. The gorilla kept moving. They went, "Fuck! We'll have to build another massive pyramid."
We've built this big pyramid. What can possibly stop us catching the gorilla now?
So-
Sir, the gorilla is not in the pyramid. He is behind you.
So all of this.
Sunbathing.
Meanwhile, the man's taken his opportunity. He's run all the way down to Congo, where he's enjoying a nice umbongo. Right.
I can guess what he's going to do next.
And then
He runs to
he
Guinea.
turns round.
Yeah.
And there's a gorilla chasing him. And
Still
it's
a gorilla.
silver. And he goes, "Oh, fuck me." So he runs.
I mean,
he
at
goes-
this point, it was a genuine possibility that it could have been another gorilla, but no, it's the bloody
he
silver
turns
one
left,
again.
goes to Guinea, African Republic of, buys a guinea pig, goes, "Well, that was worth it." Turns around, he's now running towards the gorilla. This is a dangerous game, right?
But luckily,
Because-
it's a Benny Hill chase,
because
so
if
the
we
gorilla
went
starts
that way-
running away from him.
If he kept on running that way, we'd end up back in Europe, and that's a really short journey. So he's running all the way back across West Africa, quickly catches Ebola, quickly loses it again. Right? The gorilla
Ebola,
was not so
okay.
lucky. The gorilla had Ebola for a lot longer, like 2 days. So he's managed to get past the gorilla, and he's running down, and he
It's the
reaches.
cunning use of Ebola to,
He reaches Namibia.
to conjure a plot point. Anyway,
reaches
he reaches Namibia and he goes,
And he
right,
looks
I'm going to
behind
stop
him.
here, I'm going to paint some walls for a school.
Yeah. Worthwhile. Right.
And he's there painting the walls, and he's doing it in a lovely colour, and they're starving African children. But screw them, I've got to paint these walls.
We shouldn't have brought paint. We should have brought food, and they went, "Shut up." And
Or
then,
should have just not have gone into all and just given
Giving
them the money.
Yeah.
No, building these walls and getting this lovely green.
but while he's painting that, he sees on the horizon a shape moving, and he goes, "Oh, it must be one of those
There's
African
dust.
herds." You know, there's dust coming up, and then there's sort of the Lion King music plays, and then comes into focus past the heat haze. It's what looks like a dog. Yeah,
Well,
it's just a
that
dog.
was- that
It's
was
just a
close.
dog. And then there's another movement in the haze,
and he's like,
and he comes out, and it's a dog again, and he goes,
Oh,
"Fuck me, where
fuck.
are these dogs coming from?" And then he turns around, and there's a gorilla there, a silver gorilla, and he goes, "What was
He's
I
been
looking
scaring
in the
the
haze?
dogs.
That was dramatic. He's been scaring the dogs." And then he runs off, and he gets a boat from South Africa, and he gets on the
Wait,
boat.
he's got to South Africa.
He teleported through one of those llamas,
Little llamas.
and he goes.
Llamas
through...
aren't in Africa.
Well, they were in his pet shop.
Teleporting llamas.
Yeah.
are
Portal llamas.
Portal llamas
Have
can
you not
go
been
wherever they
listening?
want.
God. And he gets on the boat with a herd of rabbit doors, and they travel all the way up.
And the gorilla's on the boat with him, and the man runs through the
Through
rabbit doors.
Scooby-Doo style.
They
They
style,
keep
he's
running through the rabbit
doors.
doors,
The
and the
gorilla's
gorilla's like
chasing
chasing him.
What's going on? And he's looking around, like, where's the rabbit? And then he knocks on the door, and the man answers it, and the gorilla's like, excuse me, have you seen a man? He touched me. Like, oh, no, I haven't seen him at all. Shuts the door. The gorilla's like, wait a minute, that was the man. Opens the door. He's not there anymore. It's pretty
Because
madness
the boat
on this
landed in
ship.
India.
India. Oh, okay.
Okay. So we've gone like that.
I thought we were going for Australia, Mike.
Nah, I missed out India on my Asia tour. So
that's
he's
true.
got the boat to
the
India.
Asia tour. Oh yeah, this is the nicer part of Asia tour.
Yeah, and he has a nice curry.
Gets Delhi belly.
He gets Delhi belly. And when he shits it out, in amongst the shit, there's the silver gorilla.
Surely he's already caught. No, the silver gorilla just plunges out. Not plunges, anti-plunges. Emerges.
Anti-plunge.
He emerges out of the toilet, and the gorilla's like, aha! You didn't expect that, did you?
He's not quite silver
And the
anymore,
man
that guy.
And
Would've
the man was
the
like,
man
that's a
would've
shit turn up for events. Jesus.
And the man would have shit himself in fear. But he's already shot himself.
He's all out.
He's all out of loving.
So he runs out the rabbit and carries on.
And they reach the Great Wall of China. And that's the end? No, it's not. He's running on the hill in China. I don't know why he's on the hill.
The well-known
That was a
hill in
Freudian
China.
slip.
The only hill in China.
They're still running on the hill. And they run through Tibet. And there's a man and he says free Tibet. So the gorilla eats him. And they
Because
said,
the
oh my
gorilla
God.
is agent for the Chinese
He always
government.
is agent for the Chinese government. And then
Anything wrong?
He kept
you think
going
of,
there
the
on
gorilla's
recon-
got something to do with it.
he kept going there on reconnaissance missions from the pet shop. He kept getting in the portal armors, going to China,
going
and
to
sorting
China.
out their shit. You know, so he's running down and
Setting
he goes,
Buddhist monks on
he goes
fire.
through Thailand, and it becomes rather questionable whether the man has a penis or not. And then,
Right.
so he gets to Malaysia, and he gets on a plane, and he's got the nagging feeling that this is a bad idea while he's on the plane.
And he checks Wikipedia for the review of the year and needs to confirm this is a terrible idea.
And he gets shot down by
Russians.
Ukrainians or Russians, we don't know. Probably the Russians, which is impressive, seeing as he's now in Malaysia. And after being shot, he disappears. Do you know why that plane disappeared? Because there was a portal.
Went
llama
through a
in front
portal
of it.
llama
Right, and the
to another
portal.
dimension.
The portal leads them to another dimension, which looks strangely like Australia.
Yeah,
because
it
it
does.
is Australia.
Oh,
Because
my-
that's where the plane was going.
Right, where are we starting off in Australia?
It's Darwin,
Darwin. I've been
where he
there.
dies in a strange way.
in
He
a
gets an
strange
award
and
for
stupid
it.
way. Oh, I love the Darwin Awards. They're so good. All right, I'll take over then.
I mean,
so
I've
right,
been
Mike.
for a long time now.
So right, Mike, they're in Darwin, and they get in a tour guide, and they go to the. No, that's a terrible accent. Let's move on. And they go down from Darwin into the lovely national park of Kakadu, where there's crocodiles and all manner of strange Australian wildlife that can poison you as soon as they look at you.
And the song Agadoo.
And the song Agadoo. So just go K do stick a banana in a tree. Oh, there's a spider. Ow, it's poisonous. Shit, dead.
But then he's not dead.
But he's not dead. It's fine. He was just singing the song. Like, that didn't happen. He was more careful in putting his hand in suspicious eucalyptus trees. And then a koala appeared. A drop koala fell out the sky and tried to kill him. I was like, "Are you an agent of the gorilla?" And the koala said, "What? That one behind you over there?" He was like, "Shit!" So he carries on running, and he runs all the way through the great northern desert to Alice Springs.
Where he meets a nice girl called Alice.
And
she
suddenly,
springs.
suddenly the gorilla pushes her onto a trampoline. She disappears.
And then
view.
thus the town is named.
And the town was like, wow, what year is this now? 18 something? Anyway.
Right.
And he runs
Well,
past
we've
Alice
currently had the
Springs.
fall of the Berlin Wall, the building of the pyramids, meeting Putin. It's all the time frame makes
I'll
perfect
tell you what.
sense.
really,
It's the portal llamas.
Every time there's any inconsistency, portal llamas.
Portal
Right.
llama.
So he gets on a portal llama because it's fucking hundreds of miles to Ayers Rock. And he arrives at Ayers Rock. And he's there. And he's like, well, there's only one way I can escape the grid. I've got to climb onto the top of Ayers Rock so that everyone from the miles around can see where I am. So this is a perfect idea. And the Aborigines, they go up to him and say, well, we do allow tourists at the rock, but we'd really prefer it if you didn't, because it's, it's integral to our culture.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck you, I'm going at the rock. And so he grabs at the rope, and he's there, and there's someone belaying him at the bottom. And he's just there like, he got to the top. And he's like, oh, thanks for belaying me, mate. And the answer is, so shit, gorilla!
So the silver gorilla just jumps up the side of Ayers Rock. Why did the man feel the need to climb the rock when he clearly has the jumping skills to jump from Berlin to Gdansk?
That's a good point. Well, it's part of the experience.
He jumps from the top of Ayers Rock and lands at the
Queensland.
bottom. because he can't jump that far.
No,
That'd
can
be
we go to
silly.
Queensland? I like
He
Great
jumps.
Barrier
He jumps off the bottom and he breaks his legs.
Reef. Oh god.
And then he gets retrofitted with new legs, and he runs all the way
Right,
to South Africa, where
What?
he shoots his wife, and then he teleports back.
I was wondering where you were going with that. That's beautiful. I like it.
Okay. Right, so then in teleports back. He's not in South. He's in Queensland because Queensland is quite nice, and he's there.
Queen lives there.
Yeah,
She
it's
does.
her land,
Yeah.
and he's there with the Great Barrier Reef, and he's like, Queenie, can I go and
The
have
Great
a look
Barrier
at the
Queen.
fish? And the Queen's like, oh sure, darling. Yes, do watch out for the sharks though. He's like, oh, the sharks don't bother me. I've been chased by a gorilla for far too long.
For 5,000 years.
For 5,000 years, I've
He
been
did,
chased
yeah.
by this gorilla
He
through
did
the
the
bloody
pyramids.
portals, and it
Right.
doesn't matter about some sharks. I can handle them any day. So he gets on the boat and he goes out to the Great Barrier Reef, and he's there, just sort of snorkeling along, and just having a look at the fish, and he's waving at them. And suddenly, all the fish swim away. And it's like, oh no, it's bloody shark. I've not got any luck with these animals. I do need a new one for my thing though. After the other one, the other one left because of the bloody scandal. Bloody newspaper journalist shakes fist.
Yeah.
And then he looks around, and there's a fin going on, and the Jaws music starts dun 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 dun. And then suddenly the gorilla jumps up and he's got a shark fin on his back. He's like,
Fooled you.
fooled you.
And the
I'm
man
a
goes,
different lethal creature.
And the man goes, oh my god, and swims down, opens the door of one of the rabbits, goes inside, closes the door. The
How was
rabbits.
the rabbit surviving underwater?
Shut up.
the rabbit wouldn't have survived.
The
but all
rabbit
the fish were
swims.
protecting it.
All the way to Tasmania, where he meets the devil.
And the devil says, I will offer you a deal. If you sell your soul to me, I will give you unlimited wealth. I'll give you power over all the women, and I'll get rid of this bloody gorilla.
And he goes, oh, do it. Just as he's about to sign it,
The gorilla jumps in,
the gorilla jumps in,
rips up the contract, and the devil's like, oh, for fuck's sake, and disappears.
I can never get any deals these days. So
Bloody force.
So they just run round in a circle in the devil's lair for a bit. Like, just keep
That is
going in
Tasmania.
circles.
That's slang, Tasmania. It's the devil's lair.
Yeah, and then there's a small creature called Taz.
It spins around in a circle for a bit.
Yeah, that's why I'm going around in circles.
Yeah.
And suddenly, the momentum it's built up
And they
from going around
launch
a
to New
circle for so
Zealand.
long launches them to New Zealand.
Where they land in Mordor.
Stop fiddling with drawers.
And then, once they're there,
Stop fiddling with my drawers, specifically.
he's running
You will
down,
be entertained.
and he goes past
Or you'll
two
be bored.
small creatures, and one of them goes, Mr. Frodo, Mr.
I can't
Frodo,
carry the ring, but I can carry you.
Mr.
Where are those
Frodo.
bloody eagles?
Oh, Mr. Frodo, we could get an eagle and escape this man who's getting a gorilla. And he goes, it's a really good idea. So we get
And the
someone
man
an
gets
eagle.
an eagle and flies.
Because
to-
this story was directed by Peter Jackson. And he,
Yeah, the bloody length thing.
and he goes, we're releasing this in three podcasts.
3 podcasts.
With a love triangle that was never in it originally.
The gorilla's another man.
Because he's not in love with the man, he hates the man, he's chasing him,
He hates the
remember?
man. Yeah.
So
Love-hate
he
relationship.
gets on the eagle and he flies all the way
To Brazil.
to Peru,
Peru.
where they undergo a bungee jumping experience so they can raise money to go to the UK.
To help out their poor orphans.
In the UK. And there's lots of llamas in Peru because that's where they're from. And none of them have portals.
So they're
So
terrible.
that's a real disappointment. And then they run up through Colombia. They get fucking off their tits on drugs. Fucking off them.
And a massive bug lands on the shoulder.
Exactly. And he goes,
Just
you're
after
James
taking a
Rodriguez.
penalty.
And then they run up through Central America. They get involved with the cartel in Mexico.
Yeah.
Which was run by the gorilla. He's got eyes everywhere.
The gorilla. Just because of the portals. The gorilla's still chasing at this point.
Yeah.
We're not emphasising enough, I think,
That the gorilla's
that the
chasing.
gorilla, at any point where the man is doing anything, there's always the gorilla sort of in the distance, sort of just behind him, just going
On the horizon.
on the
So they
horizon,
run up
or going right up
through
close.
the United States of America. They run through. They reach Boston. And as they're running, he accidentally knocks over a big pile of tea.
Yeah, into the
Falls
harbour.
in the harbour.
And the Americans are like,
I mean, we didn't want independence, but we're going to
didn't
roll
want-
with it.
I mean,
We're gonna roll with
this
it.
seems like a great idea.
Yeah.
I don't like tea anyway.
So,
I might prefer coffee. Oh my god.
I just performed a tonsillectomy. And
No! Never!
And they run up to Baffin Island, and they stop there for breath. And, and the gorilla's running up to him, and the gorilla shouts over the distance, you know, this is the largest uninhabited island in the world. And he goes, thanks for the fact. And they carry on running. It's a great little bit of trivia.
We're gonna need to use.
And they go, and the man runs into Greenland, and he goes, "It's not very green, is it?" And
It's quite chilly.
There's a local Danish man going, "We own this," and they go, "Oh, we're relevant," and he goes, "You're not though, are you?" And they keep on running, and he's running, and he's running, and he's running. He reaches Iceland, and he turns round.
He's ran to Iceland.
He's ran across.
It's a very
frozen
cold
over.
year.
Yeah, it's the Arctic Ocean, and he's reached Iceland, and he reached Reykjavik, and a man says, "Yeah, this is the most northerly capital in the world." And I go, "This is a very interesting fact. What's your name?" "They call me Gorilla," and he goes, "No!"
And runs away, and then the man was like, "Well, I'm not actually a gorilla." Come on."
Not actually.
And then the gorilla runs past the man.
And he sees on the horizon a gorilla. And he's
So he
being
just assumed
chased
it was the man.
across
He
the
never
whole
found
world.
out that the man was
And
actually an
he
entirely
gets a
innocent
boat
man.
and he goes down and he manages to boat all the way to Nottingham, which is impressive because it's inland.
Because the man at this point is getting desperate, right?
Yeah.
He's got to just row as fast as he can. As soon as he gets on land in Britain via Blackpool, I think, in a terrible amusement park.
He turns
And
on
he's
the
just there.
illuminations.
Turns on the illuminations as he's going fast.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've just got to keep going. And he's just got the strength at this point because, he's
Yeah.
getting really desperate.
And he reaches his
Well,
home
he
road.
got when he was in the other dimension, he got like implants and metal stuff, and he just keeps going. He's with the rowing on the oars are just like
He hasn't got
basically
implants.
stilting.
He hasn't
on
got implants. Don't be ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's a cheap jump of logic too far.
Is
I
it?
don't believe it anymore. My suspension of disbelief.
He suspension of
My
disbelief.
suspension of disbelief is just totally gone. He's running on the road and he reaches his home road and he stumbles up to his front door.
He runs up to his front door and opens the rabbit and
collapsed-
stumbles through.
He stumbles through to his real front door. He collapses down his front door. He's absolutely knackered. He's like, "Oh, I can't go." Oh, and he just collapses.
I've gone through so many years.
He collapses at his front door. And he collapses for a third time because I've repeated myself.
He keeps collapsing.
He
So they're in the
collapses down.
desert.
And he collapses down. And he goes, "Oh, I've run the whole world. I'm so tired.
I'm so
I
tired.
finally escaped the gorilla. I finally escaped the gorilla." And then the gorilla runs up to him.
And the gorilla went very slowly, but pads towards him. He's like, "Oh, please,
No, please.
please."
No.
And the gorilla comes up to him with one massive paw the size of France.
What? The size of a gorilla paw.
The size of a gorilla paw that happens to him, and he comes up to him and he lays his hand upon his shoulder and he looks him straight in the eyes and he goes, "Tag, you're it."
That.
The enjoyment is very much in the telling of that one. Timing.
Timing.
Yeah, the punchline. It's not much of a punchline.
There's just a line.
Shit.
It's just a line.
Oh, I
We've
think-
wasted Will's time.
I think the sigh really told the story.
Did we tell you the reaction that we got?
No.
Well, it wasn't us. It was
The
our
reaction-
Explorer leader. The reaction.
But we were telling it.
Well, we were telling it with him. We were adding in all the stupid
All the
bits.
stupid bits about like scandals and he
Yeah.
was skiing down the side of a...
He was skiing down the Eiffel Tower at one
Stuff
point, I
like
believe. We didn't do that one this time. Never repeat the past. It's impossible.
Well, we didn't have fucking rabbits with doors on the side of them last time, did we?
Yeah, well, that was much
Yeah,
better.
after all of this crazy stuff...
All the
We reached
in this version, it'd gone like the gorilla had like swam the Pacific Ocean several times.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, it swam across oceans. It was crazy. All of this crazy stuff happened, and then we reached the end, and then there was a moment of silence, and everyone's like, "For fuck's sake," or whatever. And then Wong Il just went, "So, what? How could it speak?"
What?
Ignoring the fact
It's
that
just
as an objection, it's brilliant.
the man had just ran around the world.
there are portal arms, rabbit doors.
But the gorilla, it can't speak.
It can't
That's
speak.
not biologically correct.
My suspension of disbelief has
It's
gone
been
completely.
ruined. It's completely ruined.
The joke's terrible now.
The guys just run like a lot, and it's like,
That he did the maths there. He really did the maths.
what a retard.
Oh, it's fantastic.
So we
I'm-
totally
I-
wasted
I-
Will's time.
No, you haven't. You've wasted everyone who I'm going to tell that joke to's time.
Well, exactly. That's the aim.
You've
We've
got
got
to
pass it
remember
on
to put in crazy things.
and make it as long as possible.
I would.
Well, that was probably the shortest we've ever told it.
No,
Because we started about 15 minutes in because we were talking about hats, and we've just finished on 46. So we were only going on for half an hour.
Well, to be fair, the camp one wasn't as long as we remembered. I don't think.
It was
I think it
about
was
50
close.
minutes.
Yeah, it was about 50 minutes.
Because
I told
I
it-
went to the toilet for 15 minutes, and I came back, and then I heard, and then he turned behind him, and there was a gorilla, and I was like, yes. So I went over, and I was like, oh shit, we've got a big globe here, haven't we? So I brought the globe over, and I was like, became his aide, and I was like, point these. And
Very
Tom was like, oh, that's the wrong shape, that country. The map was awful. The map was even worse than this one over here. Like, I can't describe some of the inaccuracies. It was crazy. Like, Australia was full of holes for no particular reason. Like, massive lakes.
Did it just decide it was Swiss cheese?
It's just a massive portal alarm that got stuck. Can I do something, right?
Okay.
Ask me what the secret of comedy is.
What's secret comedy?
Right, then at the end, can you put in this edit of me saying, timing?
No.
Fuck you.
Oh, it's changed tack completely. If the zombies came now...
Yeah.
We're in this room here.
Yep.
We're doing the podcast.
Mm.
When the zombie apocalypse begins.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Carry on with the podcast. We're professionals. We
No,
do this
okay.
properly.
The podcast has just ended. Where do we go?
GoPro. We could.
Get the GoPro and vlog our experiences and become
Yeah.
famous celebrities afterwards.
In the zombie apocalypse?
Yeah.
Would you go...
We're cancelling the apocalypse.
We're cancelling the apocalypse. Would we... That's an old reference. Would we go to the coast or
Yeah. Silly got an escape option.
Mablethorpe or whatever?
Skeggy.
Skeggy.
Get on the...
Go down to Skeggy.
They're
End
all
of the
zombies anyway.
Yeah, the fucking end of the world. You can go where you like, go to Skeggy, right? I reckon you'd get a boat, you'd go just off coast
Yeah, and then come in every now and again
for food. Yeah, because the zombies can't swim, can they?
The thing is that
Actually, once you're on the boat, would you try and go to a different country hoping they're not zombified?
we are an island. Is
They
it
wouldn't
starting
be.
in this country or not?
Oh, we don't know. You wouldn't know, would you?
Yeah,
What
you
would
could
stop
check
you?
Facebook. You could check Facebook.
Brains, check out my new post in bungee jumping for Peru. Brains.
Eat Facebook. Facebook
Twitter.
is... Twitter is just full of...
The same.
Lol's
It's just the same.
Yeah. No, everyone just like, OMG, zombies, lol, always knew this would happen, and then like, must have been You can see the profile pictures change to like selfies.
Selfish.
That'd be a craze if there was a zombie apocalypse. People do it with like all sorts, don't they?
Yeah.
They lean out of buildings, they do all these dangerous things. Selfies would become a thing, wouldn't it? People try and get selfies.
That's
with zombies.
quite
And like with the
sad.
zombie's mouth as close to biting as possible.
Yeah.
Selfie.
Like, selfie, and they like pout, and they'd be like, "Hang
Isn't
on,
that already a thing for like two of those YouTube men though?
hang on, zombie, I'm not. Is it? I've just made this up."
No, not the actual zombie. No, the mouth. No.
Okay, they'd be like selfie, and they'd be like, "Hang on, I didn't smile enough," and they'd like get the zombie to stay there, and then it'd be
Stay
on
there,
the,
Mr. Zombie.
you'd see it on the news of like.
Send us in
13
your selfies.
Yeah, no, it'd be like horrible new craze, like drink Nick Nominate or whatever. It'd be like Zelfies. Brandon would come on the zombie and then take it.
Oh god.
That's right. Yeah, they'd be like
He did
Zelfie.
he changed his story about that. He said he hadn't actually done it.
Well, I saw the video of him
What?
doing it. He put it on Facebook.
Oh right, yeah. God.
He can't deny it. He did it. It was a cup with semen in it, and then he drank it.
And he denied it was actually Stephen.
Oh, what else was it? Fucking PVA.
Yeah, to be fair, all of the things that could have possibly looked like that are more toxic than the thing he actually went for.
Yeah. Right. Zelfie, they'd be on the
Gobble,
news, wouldn't
gobble,
it?
gobble.
Zelfie crazed kills 13. It kills young man. There'd be like a crying mum, and she'd be like, "My son wasn't. He did a selfie," and then the father would be like, "Ugh."
Those very irresponsible YouTubers teaching people to do selfies, teaching the zombies that zombies are alright. It's wrong.
You're a
It's not on.
remarkably erudite zombie. He's like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
I don't think that me.
That's zombie rights. There'd be zombie rights activists.
Yeah, they'd be like,
Some woman who's married a zombie and she hasn't killed him, but he hasn't quite bitten it yet. So like, they're being interviewed together, and the male one is the husband is trying to bite her, and she's just like, "Oh, no, not now, Harold, not in front of the camera." Oh,
yeah, the people like,
we should be more rights for zombies. They're people too. They're just in a bit of a go away, Harold. They're just in a bit of a state at the moment. Like,
all this
fine.
all this zombism, this racism against zombies, it's driving all the proper,
Anti-zombism.
and then be like movements to stop it. Meanwhile, behind the fact that the zombies,
Meanwhile,
are
zombies are
killing
eating her.
people. Yeah.
All the advocates of the room movement are slowly turned into zombies.
We've got an interview here with the chief say no to zombies, kick zombism out of football, right? And he's like,
There should be more zombies in management.
and yeah, the news is like Chelsea hire zombie Mourinho as manager, and all the players are like, we do not understand what he's saying, and it's like
Well, I still respect him.
Zoe Barton bites player rather than like, hitting him or whatever. Scandal.
Yeah, I mean Suarez, he doesn't seem so bad anymore, does he?
Suarez was a zombie all along. He was the harbinger of the zombie movement, you know.
So Ivanovic and Cellini.
You're just
They were
Turned
the
into
first two.
zombies.
You're just saying names I don't understand
Yeah,
anymore.
You know Suarez? Louis Suarez, and he bought people.
Yeah.
We named the two people he bought. The Liverpool Echo. The Liverpool Echo becomes a staunch defender of zombie rights because King Luis Suarez
Is a zombie.
is a zombie,
Yeah,
so they
they're
support him.
Don't-
Zombie apocalypse, fine, because Suarez.
And there'll be a repeat. Like
Liverpool win league because Suarez protects them from the zombies.
Liverpool will. He's like the Antichrist, but the anti-zombie. He's
Yeah.
going around biting, but isn't a zombie.
Yeah.
He's like, it's a symbol of the movement of freedom.
He goes back to Liverpool and he keeps the Liverpool people safe from zombie for a season, so Liverpool actually win the Premier League.
And there's
Liverpool
a scandal.
are so happy.
There's a scandal
Nobody cares.
where there's a Liverpool game, and
Yeah.
zombies break in.
And eat everyone except the Liverpool team.
No, I was going to say eat 96 people.
I get that.
Zillsborough.
Zillsborough.
I get that. That's weird.
It's dark. Zillsborough. News. Dun, 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 dun,
Zombies
dun,
eat
dun.
96.
And he's like, first zombie athlete in
Oh,
the
he won't
Olympic Games. First zombie athlete in the Olympic Games.
Shoots wide.
And he's like, oh, sorry. He's like, scandal.
I knew what you were going to say. As soon as you said it, I was like,
Oh
yes.
my god. And then, there's fucking a war in Ukraine. Pro-zombie rebels want to like make a nation of like zombies.
A zombie state.
Yeah, and then Zootin's like saying like, we didn't shoot the plane, you know. And it's great. Anyway, so what are we doing while this is going on? Once we've taken us
Laughing, taking the piss.
we're just sitting here. We're still doing the podcast.
Yeah. We get a remarkable increase in zombie listeners.
Zombie listeners. They don't find our jokes about Zillsborough like, very tasteful.
Yeah, they don't
No,
find
the
that
zombies
one
are fine. The zombies ate the people.
Yeah,
The zombies are like, oh, it's fine. No,
The
the zombies blame the police.
the opposite. The zombies. There's a zombie cover-up, and the police are like, honestly, justice for the 96 zombies.
So, no, they're only zombies now. The zombies ate them.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's a zombie gorilla.
Oh, that went round fairly
He
quickly.
chases them.
Yeah.
Very
What are we
slowly.
doing apart from taking the piss? We've escaped
I'm
here.
not taking the piss.
We're on the boat offshore.
I'm not taking the piss. Shakes
Yeah, I'm not taking the piss. Shake sand. Well, that's a reference. You ever seen Zoasis? No! All the zombies not holding them as the new Z-Tools. They're like...
Back in anger.
Yeah, and then David Bowie.
We know Major Tom's a zombie. Shit, run! Oh,
Major Zombie. The clue was in
Major
the
Zombie!
name. Major Zombie. What the fuck are we on about?
No idea.
Oh, it's great.
Well, zombie plan apparently.
It was our
Our zombie plan, which involves of making up fiction.
So meanwhile, we've discussed this whole zombie plan thing without actually talking about what our plan would be.
I get both.
Yeah.
That's easy.
You have a book by Nigel Farage.
I got that for my birthday.
Yeah.
You were there.
Conor Higginbottom bought it.
gave
Oh, I
to me.
was there. Huh?
Have you read it?
I
No.
haven't read it yet.
Why
It's
not?
on the because it's. Well, should I read some now?
No.
My best
No.
Nigel voice.
No.
I know the exact terms of the treaties which prevent such autonomous action, and I have no interest in pretending that those lies are even blah blah blah.
We're
blah.
not a racist
I'm not a
party.
racist party. I'm only homophobic.
Yeah, published in 2010. This is before he was notable.
Yeah. Well, it's in a charity shop. I kind of got it.
Okay.
And he's bought it
Anyway.
several times for people who don't like Nigel Farage. So, and now everyone thinks Connor's just some really UK manifesto guy.
He walked in the charity
It's the
shop
equivalent of
and,
Mein Kampf. Oh, you want to go flying free again? Well, Mein Kampf as well. Mine free.
Alright, I've been Zug.
I've been Major Zom.
I've been Zill.
You struggled. What's my name?
What's my name? There's none of them.
What is it?
Thanks for listening to the FNZ podcast.
Which way?
I hope it wasn't
the
too short.
ZZZ podcast. It'll help you sleep from sheer boredom.
Like, subscribe, and eat brains.